everybody, welcome back to the Creative Challenge, and today is challenge number 9 in Adobe Illustrator. I'm so happy to be here with all of you. It's been an amazing ride. As you probably know, today is the last challenge, so it's challenge number 9 after so many amazing days together here at Adobe Live with the Creative Challenge. I want to say hi to everybody that has been joining us for this entire week and weeks, and who's here today in the chat on Behance. By the way, although I say today is the last day, don't worry, you got the entire weekend to catch up, and every single challenge is a standalone challenge. So you'll be able to join today and to participate to get to the challenge, to sharpen your skills in Adobe Illustrator, and hopefully learning some new techniques together. So something that I wanted to do is again to say hello and to ask you where you're watching from. It's always very exciting to see our beautiful international community. I am Claudia, and I'm streaming from Manchester, UK, and I can see that I have a few people here from the UK. Susan Wilson, also Anthony from the UK. Let me know where you guys are at. I'm in Manchester, actually in Prestwich to be more specific. We got Carlo from Belgium, and then we have Carl from Kansas. Of course, the amazing Wade Acuff in the chat. I want to give a big shout out to Wade for being so amazing, sharing links and helping me throughout this amazing stream, helping us to access resources much faster. Colleen, hi, nice to see you. Caroline, yeah, last one, but don't worry, the challenges don't finish here. And in fact, let me jump into the wonderful landing page to share with you how to access more creative challenges from Monday and how to make sure that you don't miss them. So let's go ahead and share our fantastic landing page, which is behance.net/challenge/illustrator. If you scroll down, you'll be able to see all the wonderful challenges that we've been developing during these 2 weeks. And as I said, don't worry, you can access those at any time in your own time. You can rewatch the video and click on the Get Started button in order to access the starter file. Of course, in order to participate to today's challenge, if you want to follow along today or whenever you watch the video, all you have to do is to click on Get Started in order to access the file. And I'm just going to tell you a couple more things. Well, hopefully you get the time to download the file and open it in Adobe Illustrator. If you have never used Illustrator before, you can download the app from this landing page by clicking on Download Illustrator, and you'll be able to join and have a free trial, so you can join the challenge and get started and see how you feel playing and creating with Illustrator. Also, you can click on Take the Challenge, and by doing so you will be notified. So even if this challenge today is the last day with me, I know that the amazing Julia Masalska is going to take over from Monday for 2 weeks, so you're going to be able to spend time in our company with the creative challenges. So don't forget to come back also from next week. There is more challenges going on. Adobe Live, as you know, never stops. It's always full of fun and full of creativity. Beautiful. So what I want to do is also say hi to Aaron, which is watching from Israel, which is it says 9:30, and I'm so sorry, the images are so tiny in front of my eyes. And by the way, if you are watching from YouTube, make sure to head on behance.net/live so I can watch the chat and answer your questions live, and of course say hi to you. Beautiful. RB, what's up? Carol Pearl, nice to see you. The second part of our amazing challenges is Discord. So after we create the work together, I'm going to show you how to participate to the challenge by sharing your work on Discord, which is launching right now. Discord is an amazing chat server that is populated with all the beautiful international community here at Adobe Live, of course the mentor and all the other amazing moderator and online participant. And I'm just going to move to the other side of the screen so you can actually see the right channel. The right channel to share your work and get feedback is the Feedback Challenge channel. And as you can see, if you're already clicking there, you will be able to see all the amazing work that everyone has been creating during these 2 weeks together. But I'm going to jump into Illustrator, and we're going to talk about that in just a little while when I'll be showing you how to share your work. Fantastic. So let's open the file. Hopefully by now everyone has opened the file. As we said, in these days, the main theme that has been kind of the fil rouge, the theme that we carried on throughout these 2 weeks together was spring. We really try to bring the warmth of spring into these months as soon as possible. So we worked and we created a lot of flowers and plant. Although I'm here just to share the techniques, this is just the topic that we created. You are always welcome to take any technique that I show you and then create whatever you want. And in fact, I'm always extremely excited to see your creation. I've seen ladybugs, I've seen birds and flowers, so many different creations. So please feel free to make this challenge yours by creating whatever you want with this tool and techniques. Today we're going to be focusing on creating icons, so minimalistic illustration using the Ellipse tool. And the reason why I've placed an image there, which as you can see as an Adobe stock watermark, because it's a template from Adobe stock, is because I wanted to have some inspiration. So the majority of people ask me a lot of questions about, how to design, how you create. I always have a reference. Either this is a photo that I took with my phone, or Adobe stock is a fantastic place in order to get reference images. In that case, you would not need to purchase the file if you're using it for your own reference. Of course, if you're looking to use the actual asset, the photo or the vector that is on Adobe stock, in that case you will have to license the file. You must license the file. But for your own references, just to have a look at the image, all you have to do is to head to your window menu and select libraries, and then the libraries panel will pop up. From there, you click on the down pointing arrow and select Adobe stock, and you will be able to use any word, any keyword you like. So for example, we can use the word plants, and then click on the enter or return button. And from here, you can see that Adobe stock is already providing us with many different plants. And all you have to do is to click on the plus icon in order to add the image to your library. And then you will be able to simply click and drop in order to place it inside. Now, let's make sure that we place it inside the right layer, so the inspiration layer that you can find under the layer panel. And here we go, click and drag. And as you can see, I already gave you a little preview of one of the icons that we're going to be creating together. I aim to create 2 different icons just to show you different techniques, but I'm going to hide this one from now because we're going to have to start creating together. And as you can see here, we have different options of what we can create with our amazing Ellipse tool and lines. And also create a little palette so you have some colors ready to go. Fantastic. So I was gonna focus on this little cacti because we already created some of these other plants throughout this challenge, and I love to see and open Discord and see all these beautiful plants. But in order to get started, head to the toolbar and you will see the rectangle tool there. And all you have to do is to click and hold on the rectangle tool in order to open up the hidden tools. From there, you'll be able to select the ellipse tool. And if you see there is a little L in parentheses, anytime that you see a little parentheses next to a tool is Illustrator telling you that that's the shortcut. So in fact, if we're just, for example, with the selection tool, and we press the letter L, like the little instruction suggested, you will see that the ellipse tool is ready to go, ready for us to be used. And I'm going to set the color back to default by clicking on the little default fill and stroke, which give us a white fill and a black stroke, because that most likely is going to be the one that will be already present because it's the default in Illustrator. So we're going to start from the same point, and then we're going to learn how to place color. Let me know in the chat if there is any question. Ciao, Steve. Hi, Laura. Nice to see you. Hi, Christine. Hope everyone is doing okay. Hello, Christelle and Jotirmia. Lovely to see this beautiful family getting together here at Adobe Live. See, it's a family because it's just such a safe space to learn new things and to hang out. I generally have a lot of fun. So now that we have the ellipse tool, all you have to do is to click and drag in order to create your ellipse. If you're looking forward to create a circle, make sure to hold on the Shift key and you will see that Illustrator will transform your ellipse into a perfect circle. In this case, I'm not looking for a perfect circle, so I will not hold the Shift key and I will simply click and drag in order to create the ellipse shape. So as I mentioned, I'm looking to recreate these little cacti, so I will start from the base. when you create an image, and in particular this one here, I tend to work first in black and white, and then I will start to add different layers into it. And especially because we're going to be creating an icon, I think that it's very important to really make sure that the image works in black and white. And my idea is that whenever you have an image, try to think of the closest shape. That's why I'm using the ellipse tool, because the shapes of the plant reminded me, of course, of an ellipse. So fantastic. In the chat, I can see Umacron say, Christine, I heard you want something. I want to know. I'm super excited. Eran saying, artist and designer Facebook is Behance. I completely agree. That's our hangout place. Right, fantastic. Now that we created our first shape, I'm going to go ahead and hold on the Option key while I select and drag the shape in order to create a copy. And then I will hover on the bounding box and click and drag to rotate it. And then I can drag inwards on one of the corner on the bounding box in order to resize it. Now, if you want to resize it proportionally, making sure that you are using exactly the same shape in just a different dimension, you will have to hold the Shift key, because that will allow you to create a different shape, but of the same proportions, just like so. And again, you can keep on click on Option on the Option key while you drag to create multiple copies of this shape, just like so. Now look what's happening here. Every time that I add a new shape is actually being added on top, while the plant is usually sitting behind. And because I'm using this as an example, the one that is just right behind me, it looks like that the other one, the higher you go with the different parts of the plant, they're sitting behind. So there are two ways to draw behind. The first one is, if you already created a shape like we just did, is to click on one of them, hold the Shift to select the other one, and then use the shortcut Command Shift left bracket. That's Control Shift left bracket if you're using a window. Or we can access the amazing drawing modes. And I'm gonna go ahead and zoom on the toolbar to show you, because it's just a little tiny icon and it's just, whoop, here we go, just above me here. So you can find it just below the stroke and fill control, and it's called drawing modes. You can also access it by pressing the Shift key and D. So click on the drawing mode and select draw behind. This is a very super useful tool. We can press the letter L and look what happened. Now that I'm going to go ahead and draw another shape, will be located automatically behind our shape. So anytime that we keep drawing, every shape is going to be behind, and that's perfect for our artwork. So we can keep creating ellipses or duplicate them, and everything is going to be placed behind. All I have to do now is to sort of resize all my shapes to make sure that we kind of take the look of our little cacti plant. And I love working with plants because I think that besides the fact that they're extremely beautiful, I also like the fact that they, nature comes in every sort of shape, so there is no right and wrong. Every shape has a its own beauty, so feel free to create any shape you like. Fantastic. So when you're happy with your shape, it's time to bring in some aspect of the appearance. So I'm going to click and drag over the shapes in order to select them all, and then I'm going to head to the window menu in order to bring up our appearance panel. Any appearance that you will ever look for, or you will hear or maybe you see in someone else's workspace, you're going to find that under the window menu. So make sure to choose window, and then you'll find there any panel. In this particular case, we're looking for the appearance panel. So let's select it and it will come up. And the beauty of the appearance panel is that allow us to style our shapes, our path. Before I keep going, I want to make sure that I go ahead back into the drawing modes and I click back on draw normal. I always like to bring it back to normal and to do that just in case. Maybe I'm not going to draw anymore, but it's nice to keep everything in place. So as you can see, we already have one fill, which is white, which is the default. We can double click on it and then select any of the green. If you want to use the color that I've already selected for you, let me show you first how you can add them into your swatches panel, so they will be available into your panel when you click from the appearances. All you have to do is to click and drag over the swatches, then choose the window menu and then select swatches, and from here click on this little, I'm going to zoom in so you can see it, little folder icon, which is called the color group. And if you click on it, you will have a new dialog box called new color group. We can call it plant icon. And then make sure to click on selected artwork. By doing so, Illustrator will lift the color palette from the selection. And in this case, we selected the swatches that were on top. So make sure to click on OK. And as you can see, we have the swatches ready now inside our swatches panel. These will also mirror in our appearance panel. So when we click and drag in this case, and we head back to our fill, you will see that the swatches are now added into our appearance. Here it is. It looks like I've also launched the Adobe color themes, which will help you to find more color. But for now, we want to just stick on the little swatches that we have created, just like so. Now, the beauty of working with the appearance panel is that we can, in fact, select multiple fill and multiple strokes. It looks like we have an inconsistency with the strokes. Make sure to select your artwork and head to the properties panel, and then give it just one stroke so it's all consistent. Something like 1 millimeter will work. Now, what I want to show you is how to add another layer, which that's a very frequent question, especially when creating shades and gradients. So something very subtle and very minimal. I'm going to start by, you can do it to all the different shapes, but I want to show you how to do it one by one. I will start from any particular ellipse that you want, so just simply click on it. And even if we already have a stroke and a fill, we can click on the fill, add new fill icon, look at it at the bottom of the appearance panel in order to add a new fill. From there, click on the down pointing arrow, and you can select any particular color you want. Or if you wish, you can press the letter G in order to access the gradient. And once you do so, the properties panel will bring up the gradient options. We're going to select a linear gradient, and the linear gradient will come up. I'm going to use this little bar in order to change the angle of the gradient and also the positioning of the color. So if you want, you can bring the black a little bit backwards, and maybe we can also slide the distribution of the color, so we want really just the shadow to be towards the bottom. And now that we have applied this gradient, all we have to do is to head back to the appearance panel, and as you can see, the gradient is already listed under the fill, the second fill. Now make sure that the fill sits on top, because as per the layer and everything else that is as an order, it does matter. If we bring our fill underneath for whatever reason, if it's not showing, is because it's underneath. So the order of your appearance, it matters. Everything that is on top will display on top. But how do we get it to show just so it looks like a shadow and it doesn't look like, you know, this black and white gradient? All we have to do is to click on the opacity, and from there we're going to be able to enter the blending modes. The blending modes that we're looking for is multiply. Multiply allows you to show just the darker color. So as you can see, white basically disappeared, became neutral. We see whatever is underneath, and the darker color that it was on the top layer is the only one that comes through. So we actually applied our little shadow there. And the time is ticking. I cannot believe these challenges always go so fast. In order to repeat the same thing, instead of, you know, redoing everything over and over again, is to click on the other little ellipses that were created, and then click on the new fill, then press the letter I, which will bring up the eyedropper tool, and you can simply click on the other shadow, so on the other shadow that we just created. So it will take the same gradient, and also the blending mode will be applied. All you're left to do is to press the letter G in order to bring up the gradient options, so you can now start to rotate and just make sure that you fix it for the actual shape. So look how cool. You can actually bring up per each single shape your gradient, just like so. And all you're left to do is really to repeat this per each shape. And maybe we're gonna bring this a little bit out so we can see it. And there is no shape, so I'm not creating multiple shapes. I'm just creating multiple level of appearances, which I think is super cool. I had this question over and over again, how to layer shadows on images, and people tend to create multiple shapes, which can get very messy. That's why I really love the appearance panel that allows you to layers different appearance. And we're pretty much done. Our cacti is already done. All we have to do now is to use the line tool, or called segment tool, which you can find nested under your shapes. Here we go, the nest segment tool. And what we're gonna do here is to click and drag, and maybe just create like a few little spikes, just like that. And you can distribute them anywhere you want inside your illustration. Of course, you can also flip them so they don't look exactly the same. And I cannot believe that I have 3 minutes to go. I wanted to show you so much more. So if you want to create the little dotted looks as well, there is another way in which you can do so, and I'm here editing these little lines, but you get the gist. I look forward to see all your little cacti with the little spikes coming out. If you actually want to add the little dots, there is a very quick way in which you can do so, always by leveraging the fill. So head back in any of your shapes and then simply click on add new fill, and from there click on the drum pointing arrow and select the swatch libraries menu. Click on the swatch libraries menu and then select pattern, basic graphics, basic graphic dots. By doing so, you'll be able to access the basic graphic dots library inside the swatches. And simply by clicking on it, as you can see, we can add all the little dots inside our shape. Now, I really wanted to show you this look, and as you can see in my previous creation, I've created one with and without. I believe that perhaps without the dots is the look that I will go for when creating an icon, simply because, again, I really believe that the icon needs to be as minimalistic as possible. So I think just having the shadow is the way to go, but I wanted to show you just in case this is the way that you want to work and you want to add your little dots. You have a very quick way to do so thanks to the basic graphic dots. If you want to delete, or maybe you're not sure about a look, you can also toggle the visibility by clicking on the eye icon. But it's now time to export our file. So what we're going to do is to click and drag of our final, and then make sure that we press Command G to group it. And I'm going to click on the artboard tool and simply click on top on your graphic to create an artboard that surrounds your graphic. Use the Option Command E, that's Option Control, that's Alt Control E on a Windows in order to open the export for screen. Make sure that you name your file. So this is challenge number 9. And select a destination folder so you know where you will find your file. I'm just going to place it on my desktop for now and click on choose, and then click on export artboard. By doing so, your little drawing is ready there, and all you have to do is to click on to go back into your Discord page, then select the plus icon, and from there simply select your new graphic that you have exported, click on open, and you will be able to ask a question or say anything you want, basically by adding a comment. So I'm gonna call this one challenge 09, and I'm gonna click on upload. I'm also gonna go ahead and maybe real quick, I wanted to show you how to create a new artboard, but I'm gonna update all the 3 of them so you have a little bit of an idea of a different way also on Discord. So I'm gonna call this one 01, so we know that is a different version, and we can add that on Discord. Of course, don't forget to share your works also online on your Behance profile and on your social media. When you do so, you will have to use the hashtag AI Creative Challenge. I'm just going to show you in a second how to do that. Here we go. Our challenge number 9 is being loaded already. Let me head to my Behance profile and show you how to do that real quick. I know we got 1 more minute to go. You can create a project by clicking on the button or already create one. So I'm going to click on the gear icon and then edit. Once you click on image and upload the image that you've created, you can click on settings. And all you have to do is to make sure that on the project tags, you have AI Creative Challenge there. Same if you're posting on your social media, AI Creative Challenge is the hashtag. By doing so, you will ensure that the amazing Adobe Live team will have their eyes on your work, and you'll get a chance to be featured on the amazing challenge galleries. I just want to say goodbye. Unfortunately, it's time for me to go. If you want to say hi to me, of course, you can find me on Discord or on Behance, but another place to get in touch with me and ask questions. I usually have a lot of questions about the challenges, and you can see more information here is also my Instagram at IamCladi. It has been an absolutely pleasure to be here these 2 weeks. Stay tuned for next week. Julia is gonna kick off another 2 weeks of Illustrator, and of course use the entire time that you want, the weekends and so on, to post your work both on Discord or Behance. Thank you so much, everybody. Go and grab a glass of water and stay tuned because there is more Adobe Live coming right after me. Thank you, everybody, and I hope to see you very soon here on Adobe Live. Goodbye.